program to keep your eye on, and again, they're just right up the road in Louisville. So, last but not least, from a live pitch for today is Jeff from Boomtown.
I'm Jeffrey Donenfeld. I'm the investment manager at Boomtown Accelerators. We're up in Boulder, Colorado, mainly. At Boomtown, we love and are awestruck by founders. As a founder, you're going out there and you're putting your time, your livelihood, money, your family's time on the line to go out and try your crazy idea, try to make a new startup, build a new business. And at Boomtown, we think that is so cool and such a noble endeavor. We really love supporting founders. Our program aims at founder preparedness and preparation for what's out there. During the program, we're going to go through every aspect of your business with you, tear down your tech, your business strategy, your team, everything that's going on, and make sure that when you graduate from the program, you're prepared to take on whatever next steps you need to do going forward. Whether that's fundraising, developing, selling, whatever it is, we want you to be as prepared as you possibly can be. And so that's really the main focus of our program. In Boulder, we have 3 programs that we run. A tech program. We're partnered with Cable Labs UpRamp and Comcast Labs. We run a hardware and connectivity program. And we're partnered with Copic to run a health tech program. It's a 12-week accelerator program, custom designed curriculum for every founder, for every company that comes through, a mentor network of mentors that are super engaged in our office, actively setting up meetings and check-ins with you, a really great set of benefits through our partners, including GAN. And a really great demo day at the end. So we're accepting applications now, and we'd love to talk to you about what you're working on and how we can work together. Thank you.
Any questions?
Come back.
What's the capital investment that you guys place?
We invest our time in the program, giving you the best trainers, the best curriculum in the industry, best perks, the best mentors, $35,000, access to the rest of our network, and in exchange we take 7% common stock equity. We really feel like that structure of common stock and not preferred class sets us up the best to be your true partners as a founder in your success. That's a good question, and no, not necessarily, although that is one thing that we are good at working with. Comcast is a huge company, and Cable Labs, like we were just discussing, has scope and members all over the board. And so while that includes media, that can also include education, facilities, broadband, connectivity, IoT, networking, all sorts of things.
Why are there companies use
That's a good question. Get over the middle here. Companies would choose Boomtown to really get the hands-on help and wherewithal for going out and assessing their next steps and really being as prepared as possible. We custom design our curriculum every single time we run it for the companies that are involved and look at every founder as an individual. And we really feel like that personal touch prepares our founders in the best way possible.
So if I can get the 5 programs that pitched to come back up real quick. I didn't didn't tell you about this. Sorry, Tommy's just getting thrown curveballs all over the place. So one more round of applause for these folks. Thank you guys so much. And here's the thing that I will say too. I like the question actually that you just asked, because it's something that spices things up a little bit, and that's okay. But one of the things that I love about all of the people that are on stage, all the programs that they represent, and just the GAN community at large, is that there is a really healthy sense of a true rising tide mentality. What I mean by that is that, yes, these people are all interested in your companies, sometimes in a competitive way. Sometimes many of the people on stage right now want to work with just one of you, right? But there is truly an understanding that when an ecosystem is strong, when a startup from one accelerator has a win, it actually validates the accelerator model as a whole. And I think that everybody on stage, I'm hoping that I'm speaking fairly for all of you, that there's a really supportive attitude amongst the folks that are represented here. So one thing that I want to do just really quickly, if there were any questions that kind of popped up as other people were pitching or that you didn't have the chance to ask, I want to do a quick round of questions just for about 5 minutes. Then I'm going to let you all actually meet these folks and hopefully eat all the cookies that are in the back of the room. That's a goal for today. So, yes.
Thank you for being here. And so I just wondered, like, what stage are you looking at for us to be in? Like, I did a 7-month target run or market run, and it was successful, but I still feel like a baby, so thank you.
Yeah, so the question being, what stage of companies are you all looking for? Now, I actually really don't like panels where everybody has to answer the same question, but in this case I think it's appropriate, so go ahead.
Just a direct answer, we're happy to work with companies pre-product, pre-revenue, great team, with an interesting idea, up to companies that have raised or are doing $2 million in revenue. So that's the range for us. Right now, the average company coming into Techstars has raised a small friends and family round, maybe 2 to 400K, 2 to 500K, has a product that's in market and they're starting to get customer usage. That's maybe the middle, but we're happy to go earlier, happy to go later. So, and then, yeah.
And one point of differentiation, since you asked, between us and Techstars, is we tend to slide a little bit earlier stage. So slightly less money, a little less developed.
So TBA, because we do a boot camp, we can work with anyone from very, very early stage for product revenue to we work with companies who are doing multiple millions of dollars of revenue. So we're pretty agnostic.
We really like sort of seed, early growth stage companies. Similar to Natty, we will take kind of a range. If you've got a great team and you're sort of pre-profit, pre-revenue, that's cool. We also like companies with traction and have proven out their market.
Yeah, we are also sort of focused on pre-seed and seed. I would say that we would like to see a product, but it can't be pre-revenue.
Awesome. Thanks, everybody. What other questions? Yeah.
Thanks. How do you guys think about inclusion in your cohorts, especially as it relates to women and people of color? Do you ever do dedicated cohorts, or do you have benchmarking as you recruit your entrepreneurs?
Can I get answers from up to 3 of you? Great. Just to be able to answer more questions, that's the only reason why.
Who asked that? Thanks for asking. That's a huge priority at Techstars. We actually have a whole D&I team that's responsible for making sure that our mentor pools are diverse, making sure we're targeting diverse populations in our funnels, making sure we're understanding conscious and unconscious bias in our selection criteria. So it's a huge priority for us, and I think we made big strides on it, and we still have a long way to go. I'll say from my personal experience, the more diverse a class, the richer it is, and the better the companies have performed. So it's a huge priority for us, and the other thing I'll say is that one thing that bothered me once is we had a demo day, and at intermission, someone left and tweeted, "Sick of seeing white males on stage." And I too am sick of seeing white males on stage, but I want to recognize that diversity is much more than gender and racial diversity. And what that person didn't know was that there was an LGBTQ founder on stage. There was a founder who was a refugee who had lived overseas and had made his way to the States under amazing circumstances. So I just want to acknowledge that diversity is everywhere. We need to talk about it, prioritize it, no matter whether it's what we can see or not. So huge priority for us, and thank you for bringing it up.
Yeah, I completely agree. Diversity is a huge thing for us as well. And actually, just earlier today, we had a conversation with the team about tracking a little bit more of that so we could be more proactive there. In addition, to extend the diversity to a global perspective, Boomtown has a global reach. And I myself was just speaking at a conference in Kazakhstan, reaching a Central Asian audience. And so we're really trying to incorporate that kind of diversity as well.
I'll pipe up just really quickly too that GAN is actually in the beginning stages of creating our own diversity and inclusion board. We have commitments from the first 3 members of that board, and really our purpose in doing that as sort of an umbrella connector for all of these programs is to help understand the best metrics that we should be tracking, that it's not simply how many women and minority founders are getting into these programs, but also what are ways that we're actually providing better access to startup ecosystems from a lot of different, to Natty's point, diversity can look like a lot of different things, so to a lot of different populations. We're really excited for our annual report in 2020 to include a lot more of that diversity tracking data that isn't just sort of the counting the boxes, but is a little bit more of the, I'll say slightly intangibles when it comes to diversity and access. We've got lots of questions, so I'm gonna keep going. Yes.
Obviously, accelerator program is a big investment all the way around. The founder with the equity and the time. On the other side, picking from a broad pool of candidates down to who you're going to work with. But my question has to do with due diligence. And so if you had to reverse it and put yourself in the founder's shoes, what would you try to find out in advance? And who would you talk to?
Awesome, go ahead.
I'll take that one. So I've worked with 6 Techstars programs and I think 3 TVA programs. And if I have one piece of advice for a founder, it would be to talk to the alumni of that program. I think they are absolutely the most important and relevant people for you to talk to about what the experience is likely to be for you. And I'll put one more caveat on that, which is a program that is new, that's much harder, right, because you just don't have alumni, or if there's been a change of program staff that's substantial. That will also have a huge impact. The people who are running the program just dramatically impact your experience.
Awesome. Anybody else advice on that? Should we go to another question? Cool. I'm going to take 2 more questions. So, yeah.
You guys talked about doing about 1 per year, and I just wondered, it sounds like there's very limited spots. I was wondering how many people apply for those few spots and what you can do to prepare yourself ahead of time. Let's say you don't get it the first time, we'll apply again next year, what you can do in between there.
We get about 250 applications that we whittle down to 10. In order to prepare, we talk a lot about what we prioritize when we look at applications. So for us, the first 3 are team, team, and team. And so it can be really helpful if you've spent some time on that and you really have the right people, and then those are the areas that you highlight on your application. And then in between, go out there and get traction and sort of prove out what you're doing. So we do a lot of, well, let me say, for a lot of the companies that get sort of to a point in the application process, we do a lot of talking with them, so they kind of know what our objections are, and those are the kind of things that we want to see some kind of improvement on. So we want to see that you've moved forward, you haven't just been stagnant since we last talked to you.
I would just add to that, and this is going to be a little bit of a plug for GAN, but I think that to Danny's point that there's a lot of accelerators, and I think that one of the things that is difficult from us is when people don't pay a lot of attention to what specifically we're looking for. And so they just, for example, they see, food is the name of our parent company, and so we get, 200 applications that are granola bars, but they don't read sort of the fine print. I would say that you have an amazing resource of folks that can help you navigate and find really what you're looking for in an accelerator program. And I think to the degree that you can do some of that matchmaking in advance before just throwing your application out to as many as possible, I think your likelihood of getting into a really good fit will certainly go up.
It's great to apply multiple times. Like we took a company last year, I think that was on their 9th application to Techstars. That's awesome. That showed persistence, right? So don't be afraid to apply multiple times. I know we've tried, I think all of us have tried to streamline our applications so there's not a ton of overhead for you, but it's not bad to not get in and then reapply. Assuming you make progress between applications.
I always say the 9th time's the charm, right?
And
right now.
So some of the best companies that we've taken into the program have been in contact with us for 2 or 3 years and have applied over and over, and we know them and we know what they're dealing with. And I'd like to think that we all settle on a date and a program that's going to be the best for everybody.
Cool. I want to take one more question, but you're still going to be able to talk to these guys because we have this space until 3:30. So, yeah, I see one from right back here.
Curious how many companies have been through each of your programs, and of that, what percentage of them were able to fundraise using your network?
All right, I think it's another one that everybody should answer to the best of your abilities. There you go.
I think our portfolio is at around 120 right now, and we're about 85% fundraised.
So 1,900 companies across Techstars. I'm not totally sure the number that have fundraised out of that. I would say maybe 80%-ish. We do publish online, techstars.com/companies. You can literally look down and see the performance of every single company, and every single class, and every single program. And then Techstars Boulder, I cannot for the life of me remember the exact number, but it's about 140 companies, and I would say again 80% have raised capital. But I want to put one plug in here. Do not join any of our accelerators for the capital that the accelerator provides or for the potential to raise capital afterwards. It's the one thing that I would say all of us cannot guarantee. Like, all of us will stand by the accelerator experience as being transformational for your business. We can't guarantee investors will open their pockets. So if you're thinking of an accelerator as a quick path to fundraising, it may be that, but that'll be a side benefit to all the other benefits.
So as an EIR who recently joined TBA, my best guess is around 20 to 30 companies that have been through either the accelerator or the boot camp. I would say probably something along the lines of half have raised money, or many of them have actually been on a path where they didn't want to raise money, partly because of the community that we draw from for some of the companies that are in our accelerator and our boot camp. I do have one exception to what Natty said, which was don't join an accelerator for the funding. I believe that, except for when we ran a boot camp, it was all about investment prep. So that one was specifically designed to help you raise money. So
Julie gets bonus points because she knows that I like it when people disagree on panels. So great job.
I learned that from you, Dan.
Yeah, you're welcome.
We've done 110 companies. I don't know the exact figure. I'd say probably 80% of the companies that wanted to raise did raise through our networks and partners.
This one's super easy for me. We have 5 companies. We've done one program so far, so we're going into our second cohort. The program ended in May. 3 of the companies have gone on to raise funding. One will probably go, and one has decided that they're not going to go for fundraising. They are in the black and growing pretty quick, so she's just going to keep trucking.
Awesome. Hey, one more round of applause for our amazing presenters today. So what's next? We have this space until 3:30, and there are several people in the room that I want to make sure that you all have the opportunity to meet. So I'm going to kind of send these people around the room in kind of a counterclockwise-ish fashion, starting with Techstars up here. We'll keep Boomtown in the middle. TVA is going to go to that corner. Canopy is going to be very close proximity to the cookies over there, which is a bonus. And then Relish Works is going to be kind of center in the back. But wait, there's a couple other people that if you have a startup and you're wanting to enter a pitch competition, who I think you should meet in the room, guys from Workability, do you mind just raising your hands and waving? These two are hosting a pitch competition in a couple of weeks. There's prizes, there's workspace on the table, there's a whole bunch of resources, including like legal and accounting resources available to you if you're the winner of that pitch competition. So please enjoy, stick around, have some cookies.